Alright, what's up everyone, Duquesne23 here, and today I'm going to be talking about all this controversy and everything that's been going on within the Halo community. And this originally stemmed from the Late Night Gaming Halo 5 leak video about where he talks about, you know, what was going to be developed and everything like that within Halo 5, but then all the changes that they made and stuff, and his sources were some 343 developers. And I know some people have told me not to make this video because I'm just like fueling the fueling the flames, but I just want to come in here and talk about some things that some people might not know. I did the same thing with the whole cartographer thing, and you know, just to kind of get people to understand certain things. So I'm going to go ahead and do it here. Now I have no issue with late night gaming. I'll probably get dislikes on this video immediately just because of the fact that I'm mentioning late night gaming and they're thinking I'm talking negatively about him. I actually said in the comments, you know, of that video that, you know, oh, all this stuff is fairly interesting. I don't know if I believe it 100% because personally I have to actually see, you know, proof or something like that for me to believe something 100%, but some of it sounds reasonable, and you know, I trust that he got his sources and everything, and I trust him that, you know, he's not just lying about all that stuff, which I personally don't think he is. I think Late Night Gaming is an outstanding guy, and I, you know, think he's just overall doing, trying to do a good service to the Halo community. But what I'm going to be talking about really on here is what is going on, like, with the comments and everything, and what is kind of stemming off from that video. Now, a lot of the comments and everything have been accusing other Halo YouTubers of basically being in bed with 343, and even unfortunately Late Night Gaming said that in one of his comments on there, and I really didn't like that he said that, because that kind of makes me lose a little bit of respect for him in that sense, because I don't like the fact whenever people are just accusing other Halo YouTubers for just running their channels, doing certain things. I know I've done it in the past, and I try to stop doing that type of thing, but overall it's just something that I don't think should happen. Alright, now a lot of things that have been going on in the comments is basically people are saying that, you know, YouTubers, like big YouTubers, that are defending 343 about some of their choices with the Halo franchise. Basically, they are getting paid by 343, or, you know, they get a bunch of perks from 343 and everything, and that is the only reason why they aren't talking negatively about 343, and they aren't talking negatively about Halo 5. Now, personally for me, yes, I have been flown out by 343 to go check out Forge before it was released, and you know, they paid for everything. It was an amazing trip. It was awesome to be able to go do that, but that in no way influences my judgment on the game. Yes, that, you know, they flew me out there because I was a cartographer, you know, I am a forger and stuff, and of course also a YouTuber, and they flew me out there for that, to be able to check it out beforehand and tell me what we think about it, you know, give my feedback about it, some complaints and, you know, some criticisms about it and things. But all that type of stuff isn't necessarily public. Whenever I criticize 343, a lot of times I don't make that public because there's no reason to. Some people who don't have connections within 343, like emails or Twitter DMs or something like that, they make a video on YouTube trying to get the word out about, you know, things that they don't like about Halo, and so they're hoping they're changing with the next bit of, you know, like the next game in the franchise. And so that's a great way of doing it if you don't have connections. But whenever you actually do form that connection with a developer, you don't need to necessarily make something public in order to get that message across to the developers, because you can actually email the developers themselves and have just that straight, you know, feedback, one-on-one feedback right there, where you could just sit there and, you know, talk about what they need to do better with other games, what they need to add, something like that. So basically, like, there have been comments about, you know, just people bashing other, you know, big YouTubers, saying they don't complain about, you know, Halo enough to, you know, I guess to make the game better or something like that. And one of the biggest ones that are being commented out on here, like being thrown under the bus like YouTube channels, is Ready Up Live. Yes, I am a friend of Green Skulls, and no, I'm not just trying to defend him just because he's my friend. It's really just because of the fact that I have seen Grease Skull make a dedicated video talking about the complaints of Halo 5, but people seem to totally forget about that type of thing. He, comments sometimes on his live streams and even on Twitter about the complaints of Halo 5. It's just that people just see that he's still positive within the community. He is more of an optimist like myself. I don't like, thinking negatively about something. If I have a problem with something, I will talk to the developers themselves and not just, throw out criticisms publicly on Twitter or YouTube or something like that. So it's just one of those things where people just don't get the fact that, once you have that connection with the developer, you can actually have that one-on-one time where you can criticize, you can give feedback, you can tell them what they did wrong. There is plenty of times in my live streams and on Twitter where I said that 343 did a terrible job at releasing Halo 5 because it was completely it was unfinished. The Forge wasn't out there, file share wasn't there, game types weren't there. Game types still technically aren't there now. We did finally get Infection, but that's ridiculous as 7 months later still haven't gotten Race, and that's even more ridiculous that it's still not there. And that's not counting any other game type like Juggernaut or whatever else people want to be able to play. But my whole thing is, it's just that why are y'all complaining about other Halo YouTubers? I really want to know what is the reasoning behind, and what does that do to help the community, to help Halo grow and get as a better game, become a better game. How does complaining about other Halo YouTubers not complaining enough, how does that help? Really, I want to see, leave a comment down below. Tell me how it actually helps Halo games whenever bigger YouTubers don't complain publicly, but they can have that one-on-one time email with the developers. How does that, help at all, just everyone complaining about all that type of stuff? So really what this is doing is this is causing the Halo community to divide, and it's just making it worse. The community already divides a lot of times between competitive and casual play, which I think that's dumb. You need both. You need both competitive play and you need casual play also. Both of them are very important for the Halo franchise. And even the same thing with having optimists within the community who don't do a lot of public complaints just because they really enjoy the game. And and then also it's really good to have people who criticize the franchise, just because that is important also to be able to make sure the next game is going to be the top-notch game that it can actually be. One of my friends is Game Cheat. A lot of people see me and him argue on Twitter all the time. But he is still a friend of mine, and we go back and forth at each other because I'm more of an optimist with Halo. I don't like all the complaints and stuff, just whenever it's constant repeating of the same complaint over and over. Whenever 343, they see it all and everything, which I understand that it's good to, remind them and everything like that. But of course, I'm more of an optimist. Now, Game Cheat is more of a type of person that does complain about a lot of things. And again, he's my friend. I'm not trying to bash him. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But he's more of a person that complains about a lot of stuff. And that is good. That's good for the community to have both sides of everything. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit here and say, well, if you have a large YouTube channel, you need to be able to, post something on that YouTube channel, or post something on Twitter, so we can get the word out there, for the community, for the betterment of Halo. And that, again, I come back to most of the large Halo YouTubers have connections within 343, like email connections, Twitter DMs, something where we can regularly chat with the developers. And so there's no reason to bring up a complaint to the public, that we personally have with Halo 5. There's no point we can do that. Even if there's a community complaint about Halo 5, we can just take that community complaint and say, hey, developers, hey 343, check out what the community is complaining about. We can send them an email send them a Twitter DM about something. I have done that a lot of times, and people always send me Twitter messages saying, you know, hey, or YouTube message saying, hey, can you tell 343 to, you know, there's this issue with Forge, or there's something that, you know, we have a problem with Forge in custom games, can you send that over to them? And I do. I send that over to them, and I know other big Halo YouTubers also do the exact same thing. People need to stop complaining so much about other people's YouTube channels. It's their YouTube channels. Let them do what they want. You know, if other people want to get on YouTube and just constantly bash Halo 5, you know, is constantly say it's the worst thing, that's fine. They can totally do that. You can disagree with them. You can, you know, leave a comment saying I disagree with you and stuff, but don't go in there and sit there and say that, you know, someone is in bed with 343 because they don't share your same opinion about the game, or don't sit there and say that, you know, you're getting paid by Halo to do something, you know, like to not complain or something like that, because that's ridiculous. No one gets paid to not say anything negatively towards Halo. There's bigger sites and everything like IGN that got more exclusive content than us Halo YouTubers get. So, you know, y'all should be complaining about places like IGN or, you know, GameSpot or something, you know, some other thing like that where they actually get tons of exclusive contents about all the updates that are coming. So that's something, guys, I'm just made this video. I'm not trying to complain again about Late Night Gaming's video. I think he makes some great points in his Halo 5 leak video. I personally would have loved if Halo 5 would have been an open world type of thing, because ODST is my favorite Halo campaign. So I would have loved if they would have done an open world like ODST. And it's just one of those things, guys, where you look at that. I might disagree with some of Late Night Gaming's points on some of the things that he says, but that's fine. That's one of those things that it's great about the, you know, world, about your own personality or something. You have different opinions. Everyone has different opinions. And so I just want to talk about, guys, just basically stop complaining about other Halo YouTubers. This is something that the Halo community does not need. Y'all are sitting there dividing it between people who basically are Late Night Gaming fans and, you know, like other fans of people like Chief Canuck and, you know, Green Skull and all them that have been, you know, kind of getting thrown under the bus here. And I also, my name has mentioned up by someone that gets paid by 343. But it's just one of those things where y'all need to stop doing this. Y'all are just dividing the community. We all love Halo. Every single Halo YouTube channel that comes out either with positive content or stuff that's criticizing Halo, all of us love Halo. All of us want Halo to become the greatest game, you know, to ever release. All of us want it to be extremely popular, you know, and this is our community. We need to make this community great. We need to bring it back up, and we don't need to keep on complaining about other people and their opinions on running their own channel or things like that. So, alright guys, I'm just going to go ahead and stop with my little rant here. Hopefully y'all listened through this entire thing and not just immediately dislike the video once I started talking. If you did, you know, dislike the video because you didn't enjoy it, I appreciate that also. That is your own opinion. If you didn't like it, please give it a dislike. If you did like it, give it a like. Share it around if you want. And guys, I'm going to be gone in RTX this entire weekend, so I most likely will not be able to comment on some of the comments, you know, at least while the weekend's happening. I'm going to be going, checking out 343's panel. The Forge team said that there's going to be something secret that's going to be there, so I'm really pumped to be able to see what that is. I'm going to be talking with 343, and yes, I will be talking to 343 about the race game type, so you can definitely expect that. And if I can, I am going to be standing in line at their panel whenever they have a little Q&A part, and I'm going to specifically ask for, you know, why is race not in the game already? Because it's been like 9 months almost or something like that. So we'll see if I can get into the front of the line to be able to ask that on the live stream and on, you know, the panel. But yeah, so guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. And subscribe if you want to be able to see more little videos like this where I just talk about different things. Also more Halo content. And I guess that is it, guys. And remember, let's forge a new Halo.